गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री Gurave Namaha. We are in Gyaneshwari chapter 12, verse number 7. And last time we saw in the 6th verse, Yetu sarvani karmani mai sanyasya matparaha ananyenaiva yogena mam dhyayanto upasate. All those people who ananya eva yogena, by whichever way they seek this union exclusively with me. And how do they exclusively seek this union with me? By offering their mind and intellect to me. Yetu not mind and intellect, Yetu sarvani karmani. So that they offer all their actions, the doer of the action, before the action, they see that the action is because of my grace. During the action, the action is taking place because of my grace, and whatever the result that is accrued as a result of the action, that also they take it as my prasad. And in this way, they become, how do you say, here the word you used is sannyasya, meaning they give up responsibility. Sannyas means what? Dispassion. Another way of putting sannyas is giving up responsibility, giving up the doership, giving up the expectations, because everything is, the activity is prompted by the Lord, maintained by the Lord, and concluded by the Lord. That is the truth. But individual is unnecessarily thinking that I am doing something and I have to achieve this result or that result. So, in this manner, we saw, and now in the 7th verse, now he says, so here Gyaneshwar Maharaj says, leaving their poor and helpless clients, namely the sensuous pleasures and salvation, they enjoy having dealings with me. In this way, they surrender to me their body, mind and soul through exclusive devotion, ananya bhakti and love. How can I tell you what I do for them? I do whatever they wish for. See, here are two things. If you noticed, Lord Gyaneshwar Maharaj is saying something else also. He says, those who give up sensual pleasures as well as the desire for salvation. In the end, the journey must conclude in giving up the urge, the desire to become liberated. Only when you give up the desire, but that should be the last one. But remember, here we are in the 12th chapter. It's the chapter of devotion, and here we are not talking about the unmanifest reality. We are talking about the Lord, and the Lord is saying that he must only seek me, that's all. Forget about salvation, forget about anything else. He should just interact with me, call me out, see me, hear me, touch me, in every experience that is taking place, activity that is taking place. He should see my hand in it, and that is how a relationship with that is how, not relationship also, that is how he will be in the proximity of the Lord. And the Lord is saying, for such a person who has no other, what do you call, no other focus other than me, for him, what I will not do, I will do everything that he. But will such person have any desire? No, because his desire is only to think of the Lord, that's all. Now we come to the 7th verse. Teshamaham samudharta mrityu sansara sagarat bhavami na chirat partha maya veshita chetasam. Maya veshita chetasam. Again, this is how many times the Lord must have told from beginning chapter 2 till now. Maya, Mai, Aveshita. Chetasam means the one who has allowed his chetas is your mind, the one who has allowed his mind to be devoured by me, to be taken over by me. Avesh, again, avesh, the word avesh means to be possessed. So he who allows his mind to be possessed by me. Again, our typical example which we are experiencing every day. Every night we allow the sleep to possess our mind, isn't it? Exactly the same way. The one who allows his mind to be possessed by me, Maya Veshita Chetasam, and Bhavamina Chirat Partha, ere long, the one who allows this to happen to him instantaneously, not with a lag period, not with a waiting period. Immediately, spontaneously, ere long, Teshamaham samudharta mrityu sansara sagarat. I pluck him out of the mrityu sansara sagarat. I pluck him out. For such a person, what is that? There is no death. And sansara sagar, what is sansara sagar? These good words are good, but here what mrityu sansara sagarat means that ocean, that world, the ocean which is considered as the world, where birth and death is the norm, isn't it? In this world that we are experiencing, birth and death is the norm. That is the basic foundation principle, that everything that is born must die. The Lord is saying, he who offers his mind, allows his mind to be possessed by me, immediately, without wasting any time, I pluck him out of this cycle of birth and death. How beautiful! And then Teshamaham samudharta, I lift him up. Samudharta, there are different meanings, and one of the meanings is how you break it up. This is the Sanskrit language. So first, samudharta, you can imagine how it is written: sa, mu, the with the underneath, and ta with a ref on the top. Samudharta. Now the first breakup is samyak uddharta. And that means when it is broken up in this way, samyak uddharta, it means I hold him above sansara sagarat. Means the birth and death do not touch this fellow because I have lifted him up. So if you are above the waves, you will not get wet by the waves. So what are the waves? Waves are of the birth and death. Such a person is not touched by the waves of birth and death. Second, samudharta, samyak udharata. Samyak udharta. It means first one was I hold him above the sansara sagar. The second one is I pull him. Harata. Harata means I pluck him away. I take him out. I pull him out of the sansara sagar. And this is how the poets take out different meanings from the same word. And the last one is samudharta, and that is I lift him up. First one was I hold him above, second was I pull him out, and the third is I lift him. Lift him away from the world. And how does he do it? He does it joyfully. Lord does not live in misery. He is the nature of bliss. And whatever he does remember, the waves on the river are because of an urge, a desire to reach the ocean. The waves on the ocean are because of the inherent bliss in the ocean. The Lord is that ocean, that infinite divine. And whatever he does or does not do, it is due to the inherent bliss that his nature is. He doesn't do, oh, this fellow, he's a sinner, this fellow, he's a 50% sin, 15% merit. Oh, this fellow, 70-30. So, let me go to 70-30 first, 50-50 I'll go afterwards. It is not like that. There is no God sitting up there who's deciding that I'm going to do this to him now, I'm going to do this to him, I'm going to give him. No, there is no one sitting up there. He is inside you, outside you, everywhere he alone is. With what frame of mind you approach him determines. If I open, if there is a breeze blowing outside and all my windows are closed, and I say, "Arey yaar, there is no," and the windows are also closed, curtains are also closed, and I'm complaining that why there is so much darkness, why there is so much darkness. Outside there is so much light and breeze, and inside it is so much dark and stuffy. Fool, open the door. Open the door, open the curtains, the light will come in. Open the windows, breeze will come in. But if you don't open, no, dust comes in and you keep it closed, you will never get the breeze. Similarly, open the window of your mind. And what is opening the window of the mind? What is opening the window of the mind? With faith, surrender to think about the Lord, allow him to possess your mind. See, this is opening the window. Then what the Lord is saying, I lift you away. We should not blame the Lord for the misfortunes of our life. We have created a contract with the Lord. Go to the temple, light the lamp in the morning, let my day go well. As if he doesn't know. Oh, let my child pass, let my child get into it. As if he doesn't. And then I'll do Satyanarayan Puja, then I'll do Archana, then I'll do Sahasranam, then I'll do this, then I'll do that. Is it a contract with the Lord? As long as you maintain it as a contract that you have to get something from the Lord and in return you will do something for him, you will never experience the Lord. You will never become one with the Lord. Why? You are seeing him as separate to yourself. Very difficult. Because it's a contractual basis. Contract can be made null and void anytime. If that is our mindset. Gyaneshwari Maharaj says, Kim bahuna dhanurdhara, zo mate chiya ye udara, to mate cha soyara, ke tulapa, te vimitaya, jaise asati taisiya, kalikal nakoniya, घेतला पट्टा एरवी तरी माझिया भक्ता आणि संसाराची चिंता काय समर्थाची कांता कोरान्न मागे. He says, what more can I say, O Arjuna? How dear is the child to its mother. So my devotees of whatever kind are dear to me. I have undertaken the work of relieving them of their miseries in this Kali age. Why should my devotees feel anxious about the cycle of birth and deaths? Will a rich man's wife ever have to face the situation of having to eat uncooked food? Will a rich man, so what is the richness here? Will a rich man's wife has to worry about eating uncooked food? Any person who has become rich by taking the name of the Lord and remembering the Lord Will he have to worry about birth and death? No. In that sense, he is saying. तैसे ते माझे कलत्र हे जाणीजे काईसे निही न लजे तयाचे निमी जन्म मृत्यूची आलाटी जळंबती या सृष्टी ते देखोनिया पोटी ऐसे जाहले भवसिंधूचे नि माझे कवळासी धाकून उपजे तेथ जरी की माझे बिहिती हना म्हणवनी गा पांडवा मूर्तीचा मेळावा करुनी त्याची या गावा धावतू आलो नामाची या सहस्रवरी नावा या अवधारी सजूनिया संसारी तारू जाहलो. He says, these devotees are like my pals. So if they have to face any adverse times, is it not a blot on my honor? I feel distressed at seeing this created world engulfed in the waves of the ocean of mortal life. Who is not frightened of the turbulent sea of life? Therefore, to save them from this fright, I hasten to their places from time to time by assuming different incarnations. I have delivered them out of this sea of life by constructing boats in the form of 1,000 names, Vishnu Sahasranam. So here, Namachiya Sahasravari, Nava Iya Avadhari, Sajuniya Sansari, Taru Zahalo. So by taking mainly Gyaneshwari Maharaj saying that in this Kali Yuga, the best way is the Namasmarana. And how it has to be taken? Not as a mechanical pursuit, not as a goal that I am going to finish 110 malas or 15 malas or 1 mala. No. Then how, what is the makeup in your mind? How to pursue it? Maya Veshita Chetasam. We have to take the name in such a way that we allow our mind to be possessed by the Lord. That feeling must be there. If that feeling is there and that faith is there and regularity is there, it will happen. See how so many points, you are sitting in one particular position, all of you are sitting in one position. A moment comes after some time, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, that your mind gets possessed of changing that position, even for a fraction of a second. You cannot keep your leg like that permanently. I cannot hold a pencil or a piece of paper permanently. A point will come where my mind will be overpowered by the urge to drop that piece of paper. See? And this is how we are living our life. Nothing we can hold on to. Nothing we can hold on to. If we can't hold on to anything in this world, why we can't hold on to anything in this world? What is the reason? Because everything is ephemeral, everything is finite, everything has a beginning and end, everything is continuously changing in the world. Therefore, we can't hold on to anything. But this is but we are born with this program, so to say, that we have to hold on to the world, that we have to create a continuum in the world where there is no continuum. This is the foolish life that we are leading. See? But is the Lord a conditioned being? Is the Lord having a beginning and end? Is the Lord ever changing? No. Then does not your logic or basic common sense say that hold on to something that is permanent and don't hold on to something that is impermanent? Simple logic. Then hold on to Him as if there is no tomorrow. And that will bring about the dawn of a new life, a new perception, a new experience living in the same world. See? सडे जे देखिले ते ध्यान कासे लाविले परिग्रही घातले तरियावरी प्रेमाची पेटी बांधली एकाचिया पोटी मग आणिले तटी सायुज्याचिया परिभक्तांचे निनावे चतुष्पदादी आघवे वैकुंठीचिये राणीवे योग्य केले म्हणूनी गा भक्ता नाही एकही चिंता तया ते समुद्धरता आथी मी सदा आणि जेव्हाची का भक्ती दिधली आपुली चित्तवृत्ती तेव्हाची मजसूती तयाची ये नाटी या कारणे गा भक्तराया हा मंत्र तुवा धनंजया शिकिजे जे यया मार्गा भजिजे. He says, for those who are single and unencumbered, I settle them in meditation. For those who are fond of domestic life, I provide for them boats in the form of my names. I provide life belts of my love to some devotees and take them to the other shore of salvation. For those who call themselves my devotees, be they quadrupeds, I make them fit for the throne of Vaikuntha. Quadrupeds. Here the Gyaneshwari Maharaj, he is a realized master. He is saying even animals. See, once I went to Haldwani. Haldwani is near Kumaon, Rampur ke paas. And there was one they say he is the incarnation of Mahavatar Baba, and Babaji was there. And he had passed away, so I just wanted to go and see the ashram and sit there for meditation and something. So went there, and every night at the Aarti time, the dogs in that village, all of them were allowed in the temple. When the moment the bell starts ringing and the Aarti starts, the priest is, all these dogs, ow, 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 they will start singing in their own way. After the Aarti is over, all of them, all the dogs, 2 legs in the front, 2 legs at the back, they will do namaskar. And then they will all wait till the priest comes and gives them some prasad. Then they will go their way. Unbelievable sight.
No, our cat also sits with the
Same. Wherever she is, whether it is chanting class with these fellows or it is our Panchadashi class.
she's there.
She makes the door open, she comes in and sits in the class. Lord does not forsake anyone. This is what is the point here. He does not forsake anyone. I make them fit for the throne of Vaikuntha. So he has not forsaken anyone, but if we still insist that we are an individual, if we still insist that I have to do and achieve in this world, then okay, this is your life this time, next time, whatever names you have taken, whatever puja you have done, whatever sadhana you have done, well, that merit is there, and that will, you are creating your destiny because you are performing, you have thought that you are performing the actions. So the one who thinks that he is performing the action, for him is the destiny. And that destiny will depend upon what active actions you have done in this life. So this life has come because of your past actions, and what actions you do will determine the next life, provided in this life if you have offered your mind to the Lord, then there is no there is no next life then. I make them fit for the throne of Vaikuntha. Therefore, there is no cause of anxiety for my devotees. I am their savior, ever ready to protect them. When my devotees dedicate all their mental functions to me, at that very moment, they have made me predisposed towards them. What is the word? That it's not how many years you have been taking the name of the Lord. Anyone can be taking the name. what is your mental makeup? Are you doing it with surrender? Are you allowing the mind to be taken over by the Lord? Sleep doesn't come slowly. It either comes or it doesn't come. Waking up doesn't happen slowly. Either you are awake or you are sleeping. And what is the majority? They wake up, but they show to others or they tell themselves, I don't want to get out of the bed. But they're still, but you are awake. So you're not sleeping. And that saps your energy in the morning if you don't wake up straight away. See? So here when the Lord says, the moment He offers His mind to me, it's one moment, that's it. All the preparation is for that moment. But really speaking, no preparation is required. Only the bhav is required. Bhakti is bhavna pradhan. Bhakti is not logic. It is not, devotion is not predominantly logic. Oh, in devotion, this is the step, that is the step, next this, nothing like that. Devotion can be anywhere, anytime, in whichever position, situation you are in. Anywhere that spark of surrender can happen. Are you ready? Do you have that disposition within your mind and intellect? The reason it does not take place is because of our lack, I don't want to say because of our preoccupation with the world. I could have said that. I have said it already. But that is not, I want your attention to go. It is not happening because we have, our love for the Lord is lacking somewhere. That is why. We are afraid to give ourselves to Him. Because we don't know who He is, how He is. Stop thinking that way. Whichever way you know Him, as Krishna, Rama, Jesus, whatever. Surrender. From there, then we will see what's next. Then 13th chapter will begin. But first offer yourself. To understand 13th chapter onwards, this is the basic requirement. That you come to that stage where your mind is absolutely surrendered. Therefore, O winner of wealth, Arjuna, Dhananjaya, I give you this mantra that you should take to the path of devotion. See, what is upasana? Here it is told. This is taking the name of the Lord is ananyanaiva yogena mam dhyayanta upasate. What is upasana? Upasana is some exercise, some practice that you are doing, which is done outside. Upasana can be done, a practice can be done by doing rituals. Upasana can be done through words, japa, Ram, 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 Ram. Upasana can be done mentally. In your mind you are chanting. But all these are external pursuits. All these are external pursuits. So practice is outside, maybe it is gross, maybe it is at the kaya, vacha, manasa. Whether that practice is at the level of body or at the level of speech or at the level of mind, but it's still outside of you. You are the conscious principle. So the practice is outside, but the growth is within, inside. You grow. And what is that growth? You come by that upasana. Asit, iti upasana. You sit near the divine. Whatever you do upasana of. So by deed I am sitting near Him, by words I am sitting near Him, by mental thinking I am sitting near Him, means I am in close proximity. And the result of that close proximity, just like I am sitting near a heater, automatically I am not of the nature of heat, but the heat is experienced by me, isn't it? If you are sitting here near the fan, you will experience the breeze. Similarly, if you are sitting near the divine, thinking of the divine, allowing the divine to take, then whatever his qualities are, they will start percolating. See? And in this way, Mrityu Sansara Sagarat. Mrityu Sansar is the world of birth and death, and it is the ocean of this phenomena, and the Lord plucks us out of this phenomena so that we transcend the phenomena. Now you take this birth and death in the outside world, that is a very gross way of thinking. But understand, birth and death is a principle. Where is it taking place? You can't see this house breaking down, can you? But it is breaking down every moment, it is breaking down. You can't see your body breaking down, but it is breaking down every moment. You can't see a mountain breaking down. It must have come up one day. Right now it is breaking down. Himalayas are still growing. Why? They are still in the formative stage. But at the moment they started forming, the destruction began. See? Nothing in this creation can be outside of creation and destruction, birth and death. So that is the gross world. Is your breath being born and dying? Yes, breath. In breath is born and it has to die in order for out breath to begin. Then out breath has to die in order for in breath to begin. So this is also birth and death. This is also part of the world. Your body is also part of the cells are breaking down, being born and dying. Breath is also born and dying, birth and death. Your thoughts, are they being born and dying? Yes. So understand, wherever there is movement, there is this birth and death. And this is the nature of the phenomenal world. Mrityu Sansara Sagarat. That the nature of this phenomena is birth and death. And what is Lord assuring you? That I will lift you out. I'll pull you out. I'll hold you above this phenomena of birth and death. How beautiful. And all that is asking is allow me to possess your mind. That's all. Simple instruction, but human being makes it so difficult. Because bhavna is not there. The strength to overcome this fear, that also he will give you. No doubt we begin with ignorance. We don't know who God is. We have got an idea of the God. But begin from there. And as you come closer and closer and closer, the strength to overcome the fear that am I going to lose everything that I called my own, this fear also will go away. Am I going into some place where I will not be able to come back? That fear also will go away. Trust, have faith. The only reason it is not happening is because of this lack of faith. The stronger the faith, the easier it will be for us to allow the Lord to take over our mind. And for this, now Marga Bhaji, so he says, I will give you a path, I will give you a technique, I will give you the that you should take to the path of devotion. And what is that path of devotion? Here he says, Mayyeva mana adhatsva mahi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayyeva ata urdhvana sanshaya. See now, in last two verses I have been telling you. The first verse it was Ananyenaiva yogena mam dhyayanto upasate. Here it was told Mayya vishate chetasam. Now he is saying Mayyeva mana adhatsva. Mai buddhim niveshaya. Nivasishyasi mayyeva ada urdhvana sanshaya. He says in the 8th verse, he says, fix your mind on me alone. In me repose your intellect, then you shall dwell in me alone hereafter without any doubt. What is that? Mayyeva mana adatsva. Meaning, fix your mind on me or place your mind on me. What is mind? What is the difference here when it says my buddhim niveshaya? So one place it is called mana, mind, another place it is called buddhi. What is the difference between mind and intellect? Mind is erratic thoughts and buddhi is conviction. Buddhi is conviction, decision. Mind is unsettled, erratic. See? When you have a buffet in front of you, you have an erratic mind. Which one should I start with? Correct? When there is no choices given to you, there is no disturbance in the mind. Whatever is there, you will take and eat, isn't it? Simple. Mind has got, automatically the decision is made for the mind. So that's another trick of living successfully and peacefully. Never allow your mind to have choices. Never give your mind any choices. Never remain in a gray area. Should I do this? Should I do that? No. Decide and face the consequence. Correct the decision next time around. But move on. Move on. Don't stay there in the should I not, should I not. It will sap your energy. The more options we have, the more frustrated we are. Go to a shoe shop, go to a sari shop, go to a salwar kameez shop. Very few people are. You go in, get what is there, out. No. The moment you say, oh, I think this material is also good, oh, that color is also good, oh, this design is also good. Now, should I go after the material, should I go after the design, or should I go after the color? Options, you went there, went there for 15-20 minutes, half an hour, you come back out of the 3 hours, and sometimes not even buying what you needed. So here he says, that gives the technique, fix your mind on me alone. So let this erratic mind is basically bhava pradhan, it's emotions. So put all your emotions towards me or surrender them towards me. Mind doesn't dictate the intellect. Intellect dictates the mind. For that here he says, in me repose your intellect, means the intellect must have made a calculated decision that the smartest thing to do in life and live life effortlessly, joyfully, is by placing the intellect, by making this decision that I must live in Lord, I must live in Lord. I must surrender to the Lord and let His will prevail, not my will. When this decision is made, then automatically mind has got no choice but to move in that direction. And intellect, when will it make this decision? When it has faith. Faith is not in the mind, faith is in the intellect. The ability to believe in something that is beyond its scope, that is the capacity of the intellect, not of the mind. Mind is erratic. Mind only moves around in whatever it knows. Whatever it knows. But intellect breaks the shackles and is ready to think of something greater, higher, transcendental, ready to take the plunge. Mind will not. Imagine when you all got married, mind was afraid. My God, so much responsibilities. My God, how will the girl be? Oh my God, how will the boy be? All those things. But the intellect had made a decision. Mind is still erratic, but the intellect has made the decision. If you go bungee jumping, if you go, when I went for hang gliding, same thing. Mind is having its doubts. Our doubts are, it is remembering that about fear, about many other things. But once intellect decides and you push through that decision, you apply yourself on that decision, then eventually after some time the agitation or restlessness of the mind settles down. Why? Intellect is exercising its, it's influencing the mind. See? There are so many houses in the world. How come you come only back to your house? Intellect. It has made the decision. Same way. When the intellect decides, with faith that Lord is the ultimate destination that I must get to, I must surrender to, I must hold on to. Why? Because the Lord is saying Himself that I will lift you out of the cycle of birth and death. And that is what the intellect also wants. The individual wants that. His whole pursuit in life is only to gain happiness, is only to move away from fear. And the Lord is saying, I'll give you both. I'll give you the bliss, I'll give you the joy, and I'll make you fearless of birth. It will automatically be. If He has lifted you out of the Mrityu Sansara Sagarat, there will be no fear of death. So now this we have to impress in our own silent contemplation. That Bhagavad Gita Bhagavan has given these verses, so many masters have given commentaries on it, but it is their commentary. What is your commentary telling you in your head? Are you convinced? Not because that master has said, not because Shankaracharya has said, not because Gyaneshwari Maharaj has said, not because I am saying. Have you convinced yourself that this is it? That's it. Enough is enough. The day we decide that way, make that conclusion in our mind, while everything is going on, then see, why will the Lord not come? अगामानस हे एक माझ्या स्वरूपी वृत्तिक करुणी घाली निष्टंक बुद्धि निश्चयेसी इहे दोनी सरिसी मज माझी प्रेमेसी रिगाली तरी पावसी माते तुगा जे मन बुद्धी इही घर केले माझ्या ठाई तरी सांगे मग काही मी तू ऐसे उरे म्हणवनी दीप पालवे सवेची देज मालवे कार विबिंबा सवे प्रकाशु जाय उच्चललेया प्राणासरिसी इंद्रिये ही निगती जैसी तैसा मनोबुद्धिपाशी अहंकारुये मणौनि माझिया स्वरूपी मनबुद्धि ये निक्षेपी ये तुलेनी सर्वव्यापी मीची होसी यया बोला काही अनारि से नाही आपली आण पायी वाहतू असे गा. He says, O Arjuna, fix your mind and intellect in me with determination. You will attain to me if you combine these two and enter my heart. So where is the bhav? Bhav is in the mind, in the emotions. Bhav is in emotion. And where is faith? It is in the intellect. When you combine these two with faith and with feeling, you think of the Lord, magic happens. When you combine these two and enter my heart, once your mind and intellect dwell in me, then how can the notion of duality exist between us? That means we talk from knowledge point of view, the self, individual self has to merge in the total self. Who is the Lord? Who knows who he is? Who is the individual? Who doesn't know himself? And when this individual is thinking about the one who knows himself, and he merges his mind and intellect in that idea, in that ideal, then the separation between the two is null and void. Then this fellow, this devotee, has become one with the Lord. See? For this practice is required, a regularity. Once your mind and intellect dwell in me, then how can the notion of duality exist between us? Where is duality? It's not in the world. Where is duality? In the mind. Now that mind has merged itself, surrendered itself, allowed itself to be possessed by the Lord, who is non-dual, who is one without a second, who is all pervasive, who is Satchidanand Swarup, Ananta, birthless, deathless, all-knowing. Now, once your mana, buddhi, mind and intellect have been possessed by that one who is all this, then those type of rays, all that will start expressing through your mind and intellect also, isn't it? If you sit near fire, you will experience the heat. If your mind is sitting in the Lord, possessed by the Lord, then whatever the Lord is, whatever his attributes are, qualities are, abilities are, capacities are, all that will start and this distance between me and the Lord, this vanishes. There is no distance between a wave and water or the ocean. There is no distance. It is an imagined distance. And where was that imagination? In the wave's mind. So where is this distance between me and the Lord? In our mind. And when we have placed our mind in that one, in whom there is no differences, no separateness, hallelujah. This is theory. This is not practical. This is theory. Now you have to make it into practical and make it your own. And that is only possible when the bhavana and the shraddha both combine together. Just as light ceases when the lamp is put out, or the daylight vanishes when the sun sets, so when the life breath leaves the body, the ego automatically goes out with the mind and the body. Therefore, fix your mind and intellect on my essential nature, and then you will become all pervasive and one with me. This I declare to you an oath that this is the truth without exception. Now here understand, the Lord is talking from duality point of view. It is this, we are at this chapter 12. He has not gone to that non-dual state. He is still at the dual state. So he is telling whom? To a devotee. He is saying, you surrender your mind and intellect, and then after that what will happen? Body continues, isn't it? Even in realized masters, take Raghavendra Swami, take Akkalkot Swami, take Sai Baba, Shirdi Sai Baba, all of them were realized masters, but they were still having the body on this planet, on this earth. Then what happens? When this body reaches its conclusion, because this body came into this birth, it must die. When this body dies, from the duality point of view, the individual soul leaves. What is individual soul? Consciousness with mind and intellect together. What has happened to the mind and intellect? What has happened to the mind and intellect in this verse? They have been surrendered to the Lord. The Lord has been allowed to take over the mind and intellect. This is how this devotee has been living in the, after this experience or after this union, he continues to live. Gondolekar Maharaj, Belsare Maharaj continues to live, but with the mind and intellect surrendered at the feet of the Lord. When the death comes, the soul has to live, but the soul goes with what? Mind and intellect. What is the mind? Whatever is the data in the mind and intellect, there alone the soul's journey will be. What is the data in the mind and intellect? Of the divine. Where will the soul go? To the divine. It goes, for such a soul, there is no rebirth. And if there is, it is the Lord's choice. If there is, it is the Lord's choice. How beautiful. Therefore, fix your mind and intellect on my essential nature, and then you will become all pervasive and one with me. Then what does it mean? You will become all pervasive and one with me. That Vishwarup Darshan that was given to the Lord, to Arjuna, that will become his natural state all the time. He will see this whole universe throbbing with every breath. He will not feel that this universe is separate to me. Krishna doesn't see the universe, the whole creation as separate to himself. He is the creation. Then this body is seen just like any other body. So such a person who has surrendered his mind to the Lord, initially he was seeing, this is my body, that is not my body. Once he merges into the Lord, then he sees this body just like any other body. It is another equipment, that's all. But what is his mainstay? I am everything. Sahasra Shersha Purusha, Sahasraksha Sahasrapa. That I am everywhere. I alone am expressing through every head, through every mind, through every intellect, through every hand, through every heart, through every breath. I alone am. This is the experience. Then the Lord says, Atha chittam samadhatum na shaknoshi mayi sthiram abhyasa yogena tato mamechhaptum dhananjaya. If you cannot concentrate your mind finally on me, then seek to me, O winner of wealth, by repeated yoga. He is giving an option. Few people are there who can, in one go, they can. But because we have this preformed notion in our mind that everything happens in a sequence. We have grown in a sequence. I did not get born married. No, I grew, I was a child, I became a teenage, I became a youth, then I got married. Everything is in a sequence. I am getting old also in sequence. Huh? If I become bald or I become white hair, they also happen in sequence. The plane takes off in sequence. Everything in my life is happening in sequence, and therefore this preformed notion, because I am believing what I am seeing. See, this is where the mistake is. Life is not about seeing is believing. Life is believing is seeing. If you change your beliefs, your perception of the world will be different. But most 99% of the people, what they see is what they believe. What TV tells you, you start believing. What media tells you, you start believing. What you see in various families, you start feeling, I hope that doesn't happen to me. Seeing is believing. This is how a normal human being is functioning. But a smart human being with a little bit of common sense, he starts believing in something higher, and automatically his perception of the world changes. So that is what is, and because we are in our old format of thinking, of seeing is believing, so we are not able to concentrate on the Lord, we are not able to surrender to the Lord, we are not able to, we don't allow the Lord to possess our mind. We are not able to invoke that bhavana to the extent that is required in order for merging to take place. We are not able to get convinced or have that intrinsic faith by which surrender can take place. We are keeping, we still want to keep one, what do you call? एक लगाम अपने हाथ में रखनी है, that I am in control. One rein, that I am in control. We are not giving up completely. If that is the case that you are seeing, and how do you know that you are in this one and not the previous one? Because if you are in the previous one, you will not be left. If you are in the second one, you will put efforts. And if you are putting efforts, understand doership is coming about. But if you can put the efforts and see that these, and have this bhavana, that these efforts are also by him, it's a special condition that is required in the mind and intellect. You can't pinpoint this is it or that is that. You have to explore it and find it. So for such people, he says, abhyas, regular practice, every day come and touch it, every day come and touch it, every day come and touch it. Just like when a blacksmith takes hot metal on the anvil, in one shot he is not able to mold it into the shape that he wants. He keeps hitting it again and again, turning it this way, that way, and eventually brings it to the, hits it again, keeps shaping it, and eventually gets the shape that he wants. That's exactly what, this is the second type of, the Lord is telling, don't lose, don't lose your faith. There is another way. And that is, if you can't do it straight away, then do it slowly. But apply yourself on a daily basis. Every day, heat yourself up in the meditation and then apply your mind and intellect on the Lord. For that austerity, tapasya, for that the time that you give out after your daily activities, that separate time is necessary. And eventually it will percolate throughout your daily activities. So here he says, अथवा हे चित्त मन बुद्धि सहित माज्या हाथी अचुंबित न शकसी देवो तरी गा ऐसे करी यया आठा पहारा माझारी मोटके निभी शभरी दे तुझाय मग जे का निमिख देखेल माझे सुख ते तुले अरोचक विषयी घेईल जैसा शरद कालूरिगे आणि सरिता वोहटू लागे तैसे चित्त काढेल वेगे प्रपंचवनी मग पुनवे हुनी जैसे शिशिबिंब दिसे दिसे हारपत अवसे नाहीची होय तैसे भोगा आतुनी निगता चित्त मज माझी रिगता हळूहळू पंडुसुता मीची होईल अगा अभ्यास योगू म्हणिजे तो हा एकू जाणिजे येणे काही न निपजे ऐसे नाही. He says, or if you are not able to devote your mind, heart and intellect in the entirety to me, in the entirety, very few people are able to do that, okay? I don't know. Don't say straight away to yourself that I am not that one of them. It's self-sabotage. Always have faith that it is in me by His grace. If Lord is in and through me all the time, then it can happen any moment. Have that intrinsic faith. Then dedicate your mind to me for a moment every day. The moment you experience the joy of communion with me, that very moment you will become averse to sensual pleasures. Then, as the water in the river dries up with the advent of winter, so your mind will become free from the bonds of worldly existence. Just as the moon wanes day by day from the full moon night to the new moon night and then disappears, so you will become free from the sensuous enjoyments and slowly enter my being and ultimately become one with me. Know that this is what is called the yoga of practice. This is Kriya Yoga. Kriya means activity. Activity. This is Kriya Yoga. It is not some hi-fi secretive method. Don't go after those. What is there? Lord is not a secret to anyone, and organizations come and make the path a secret. See? They are creating speciality where there is no speciality. Is it not enough that we are already considering ourselves to be special? Special meaning, I am separate to everything. I am an individual. We are already in that. In our sadhana also we want specificity. Whereas the Lord is non-specific. Lord is everything, everywhere, all the time. He is not specific. He is not in a statue or a form or a... He is that, and yet He is not that, isn't it? He supports all the forms, yet He is beyond the forms. He is non-specific, and yet supporting all the specific. Kriya Yoga means physical, mental activity which is directed towards the union. That's all that is Kriya Yoga. For out of that there are so many different ways of doing Kriya Yoga there. And you take one and copyright it. This is ours. Nobody else can use it. Pathetic. पय अभ्यासाचे निबळे एका गती अंतराळे व्याघ्र सर्प प्रांजळे केले एकी विषही आहारी पडे समुद्री पाय वाट जोडे एकी वाघ ब्रह्म थोकडे अभ्यासे केले म्हणूनी अभ्यासासी काही सर्वथा दुष्कर नाही या लागी माझ्या ठाई अभ्यासे मिळ. He says, Among those who practice this yoga, some roam in the sky, some tame fierce beasts such as tigers and snakes, and some digest poison, while some walk on the sea. Through this practice, some have made even the Vedas look insignificant. Therefore, there is nothing which is difficult to secure by this yogic practice. Therefore, try to attain to me through the practice of yoga. By regular practice. Somewhere it came before in 6th chapter. Abhyasena tu kaunteya. By regular practice of meditation or Nam Smaran, very, very important. If it has not clicked. See? Some roam in the sky. Who roams in the sky? Yukteswar Maharaj, our Shankaracharya, our Mahavatar Babaji, they all roamed in the sky. Some tame fierce beasts, Sangdev Maharaj, 1000 years he lived. When he used to go somewhere, all the animals who are prey to each other, all of them in harmony will go with him wherever he goes. Gyaneshwari Maharaj took the inert wall through the air, flew to welcome this great yogi, and this great yogi was in his presence. All the living beings were in harmony. But here Gyaneshwari Maharaj had the ability to make an inert wall to fly. So who is greater? Who can control inertness or who can control consciousness? So that 1000-year-old Mahatma, he surrendered at the feet of Gyaneshwari Maharaj. And in this way, through this practice, some have made even the, yes, because they are the living truth. And in this way, and see this, what Bhagavan is telling you is not something great, that all sensual pleasures you will not be attracted by. What are sensual pleasures? Not only opposite sex. Food is a sensual pleasure. Seeing, hearing, going after what you see is beautiful, hearing what is beautiful, tasting what is beautiful, feeling what is beautiful. These are all sensual pleasures. Sitting here having a fan so that we can, it is a sensual pleasure. See? Sitting on this, and if the cushion was not, no, please give me a cushion, otherwise it's too hard. Sensual pleasure. Whatever pleases our mind temporarily is a sensual pleasure. Sensual pleasure cannot give you permanent pleasure, permanent happiness. It will be temporary. It may last long, but it will not last forever. That is sensual pleasure. Sensual pleasure is always gained from something. Sensual pleasure can be gained from certain time, certain thing, some certain place. But the origin of it is by your attention being on something other than yourself. Whereas the bliss is from within. It is your nature. It is not coming from outside. It doesn't need any support. It doesn't need any object. Now see, when we go to sleep, are we not becoming free of all these sensual pleasures every night? Every night we become free. We forget about the world, we forget about the beauties, beautiful food or beautiful scenery or beautiful cruise or beautiful islands or beautiful cloth that you may wear a silken cloth or a flannel cloth at night or cotton cloth, night dress so that you are comfortable at night. But when you sleep, are you aware of that beautiful cloth or that soft cloth? Are you aware of the bed? Are you aware of the doona? Are you aware of the pillow? Are you aware of your body? Are you aware of your thoughts? Nothing. So what Krishna Bhagavan is telling you here is asking you to do what you do at sleep consciously. So it is not something out of his head just to keep Arjuna busy or keep us busy. He has said something. No. No sadhana given in Bhagavad Gita is something different from what we are already knowingly or unknowingly practicing in our life. Nothing. In this way, reality or Lord is when we have reached a doubt-free state in our mind. That is what reality is. We'll look at verse 10 in our next class. He will give you yet another option. First option was fix your mind on me, allow your mind and intellect to be possessed by me. If you are not, and what did he say? Immediately I'll come and take care of you. If you are not able to do that, in the next 9th verse he said, do it on a repetitive basis with faith and build it up, and eventually it will happen. He will, in the 10th verse, he'll give you yet another option. He says, oh, you are not even able to do repeatedly. Okay, no problem. I'll give you one more. See, that this is the compassion of the Lord. That he does not let you go that, oh, if I can't do this, okay, I am a hopeless fellow in this life. No, he'll give you another option. He's coming down to your level. You have to decide where you are by practicing and come to assess yourself. So we'll see what that next option is in our next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Sit quietly for a minute.